Hi, and welcome back to our Squad Leader tutorial series. We have been dealing with off-board artillery in Advanced Squad Leader. In our previous video, our spotter had access to his 100mm guns, the spotting rounds went exactly where the spotter wanted them to go, and the targets obligingly stayed there and took their lumps. Now, in real battles on the ASL battlefield, this is rarely the case, and that is what we will deal with here. We will deal with changes to the spotting round and how the spotter adapts. This scenario is taking place in January on the Eastern Front, so the grain is not present and is open ground. In the example, the spotter represented by the radio shown got access to the 100mm battery and called in a spotting round. However, the accuracy die roll was a 5, so spotting round was off. Target. Before the prep fire phase ends, we have to roll to determine where the spotting round lands. We roll 2 dice. The color die determines the direction of the arrow, and the white die determines how many hexes in that direction the spotting round goes. The random extent of error roll is a gray 5 and a white 2. So from the artillery request, we move the spotting round to here, and this ends the German prep fire phase. We now fast forward to the German defensive fire phase, after he has maintained radio contact, which we covered in our previous OBA video. Now the first thing we have to determine is the height of the spotting round. For line of sight purposes, a spotting round sits 2 levels above the base of the terrain it's in. He has line of sight to the blast height of the spotting round, so he can do the following. 1. He can leave the spotting round in place. 2. He may predesignate that he will correct the spotting round and convert it to an FFE1. If there were known enemy units in or adjacent to the spotting round, it may be converted to an FFE1 just like we did in the previous video and have it land there. 4th, he may correct that spotting round up to 18 hexes away. If he did not have line of sight to the spotting round, nor to any known enemy units adjacent to it, he would have to correct the spotting round. Looking at the picture, the spotter definitely has line of sight to the spotting round because it is 2 levels above the base of its present hex. He is not going to hit anything there, so he would like to correct the spotting round to a better spot. The next step is to do the correction. In this case, there is a Russian unit 2 hexes away, so the German player decides to predesignate that he will correct the spotting round and convert it to an FFE1. He chooses to correct the SR to the hex shown. If he is accurate on a 1 or a 2, then the FFE will hit there. If he rolls a 3 to 6, the FFE will be inaccurate. For example purposes, the accuracy die roll is a 3 and he misses again. This time the extent of error is modified as follows because the observer had line of sight and this was not a forced correction of the SR. The direction is the same, however the extent of error is limited to 1 hex in that direction for every multiple of 3 rounded up that the SR or FFE was corrected. So, in this instance, no matter which direction it was going to fall, the FFE would only go 1 hex in that direction, no matter what the roll was on the white die. This is the spotter's lucky day. The roll is the gray 2 and the white 5 shown. Now the spotting round is moved into the hex shown and converted to an FFE1, and all the Russians in the blast area are being hit by 100mm off-board artillery. Now the next question would be, what are the TEMs of the 628 and the 337 respectively with regard to the effects of the OBA? We will wait for a short time to give you the time to figure it out. Okay, the 628 is +2 for being in wood building, plus an additional +1 for the upper level on top. The tricky one is the 337. The TEM of a wall goes down by 1 against indirect fire. Also, it does not matter if the indirect fire crosses the hex side which contains the wall. The unit will still receive the TEM of the wall, although it will be reduced. Therefore, normally a wall is +2. In this case, the 337 gets hit on the 100 column with a +1 TEM. This concludes our second video on OBA in Advanced Squad Leader. I'm taking it in small steps because it is complicated, and once it's mastered, it opens up a whole new aspect of this great game. This video, like all my videos, is simply meant to be an introduction, to give you enough confidence to dive in and have some fun playing this great game. If you found this video useful and enjoyable, like us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. If you have any thoughts, questions, or suggestions, feel free to contact us at jdhobbies@live.com. And like always, thanks for watching.